Shannon and Angie Hanson are North Dakota natives who met in pharmacy school at NDSU. After living and working in Alaska for a few years, they returned to North Dakota to be closer to family and for Shannon to help run the family business. Today they are proud parents of Bryn, Owen, and Griffin. Life is full with 2 working parents and 3 kids in a variety of activities. But the Hansons insist on finding time to gather around the dinner table, worship together, and teach their children the importance of reaching out and sharing generously with others.
If someone's poor, maybe we could give it to the charity and they could go to the charity and get the money so they could have a home instead and food for people that don't have that much money to buy homes.
In 2 Corinthians, Paul writes that each person must give as he has decided in his heart, not reluctantly or under compulsion, but for God loves a cheerful giver. Bryn and Owen have learned what it means to give cheerfully, something they have seen modeled at church and through their parents. Last year, for Bryn and Owen's birthdays, they asked their parents to forego bringing them presents and instead bring items that help someone in need. Bryn's friends brought pillows that she later donated to the Domestic Violence Crisis Center, while Owen's friends brought food items that he could share with the United Way's backpack program for kids in need. Bryn and Owen are learning important lessons at a young age about what it means to share what they have with others and with God.
I got pillows, and so we donated them to the Crisis and Violence Center. And people that come by there can get a pillow and a blanket and stuff family. And next year on, do get presents for cancer people in the cancer center.
Shannon and Angie have found Bread of Life Lutheran Church to be a wonderful community that supports their own hopes of raising children who understand the importance of giving back. They have seen how their gifts can meet the needs of the world and the Minot community through the ministry we do together. Likewise, our congregation has benefited from their welcoming presence. At least 4 new families have joined Bread of Life thanks to their invitation. Their active participation and belief in what God is doing among us is inspiring, as is their generous giving to the ministry God is calling us to do.
I think it's important for people to realize how much bigger it is than us as individuals or even in our church specifically, but the greater community. There are so many more people that can benefit from whatever it is we have to give. It helps to a degree that we'll probably never know.
Church at Bread of Life, I think, have done a great job facilitating what your talents might be to give to the church. Not everybody's are the same, which is great because there's so many different places where things need to be filled in within the church. This church, I found a better way of finding what I feel comfortable doing, maybe finding some talents that I didn't know that I had.
Jesus had many teachers in his life, and so do we. People who have modeled faith, kindness, courage, and generosity. For Angie, that person was her mother, Alice.
Yes, I can say that I grew up in a small town. You saw generosity all around you. If something went on in the community always rallied together. The church I grew up in, small, went through a huge building phase at one point, and you could just see the generosity of everyone that put towards that effort. And then probably the most generous person that I can point to would be my mom. Whether she was giving of her time, financially to the church when you knew that what she was giving might have even been a stretch at the time with where we were at, or even just how thoughtful she was for everyone. I remember one example being when a friend lost a baby and everyone was doing something right away, and she said, well, I'm not going to do anything for a couple months because a couple months from now they're going to be back to their normal lives and she's not going to be. So that's just kind of the person that she was.
Congregation is grateful for the faithful generosity of families like the Hansons. Their involvement is a gift, their commitment to the faith formation of their children is inspiring, and the financial gifts they share not only help our congregation's capacity to reach out, but also models for people of all generations what it means to live and give generously through faith, and all for the glory of God.